Yeah, I did do that. We can do all. So if we went ahead and got the wall, it's been a little bit higher. We don't.
Time in. 0-0.
Good afternoon and welcome back to Sarasota, Florida. We're here for the 54th Annual State Singles Championships. We have Fabian Cuesta versus Alex Zamudio. It's an open singles match.
I'll do it for you, Matt. Absolutely. Yes.
You know, buddy, once I have court, I mean a match.
All right. Let me know. Let me know.
That's a nice shot.
1-0.
So Alex is our fourth seeded player coming into this event. Fabian is fifth. So it should be a very close match.
No, they've been playing quite a bit recently together. Alex has moved up into the Tampa area, so they get to see each other.
Long, second serve.
Alex traveled around a lot last year, playing a lot on the tour, getting that experience. I don't know if he advanced on,
1-0.
if he got through the qualifying.
Point. 2-0.
Just wash it. I don't want the heebie-jeebies.
Side out.
Big skip there.
0 serving 2. Short, second serve.
Nice wide angle pass to Alex to finish that rally.
1 serving 2.
It's a good serve.
Point. 2 serving 2.
2 serving 2.
Short, second serve. Side out. Two serving 2.
Pretty even so far.
So for those of you that aren't familiar with Alex in the white shirt, he is the driving force behind the Zilani Open, which is currently scheduled for February 25th and 26th in Coral Gables, Florida, which is at the University of Miami. An event that will just have a singles division and a single doubles division, intended for elite and open level players. So if you look that up on R2 Sports, you can see all of the details.
In case if you guys are wondering, yes, Mama Lan is here, handing out food and candy. Always a happy face to see at these tournaments. It's funny watching the interaction of people that really don't know her. But once you get to know her, she remembers your name, and you'll always have food when she's around.
There you go.
Point. 3 serving 3. Two bounces. Side out.
Referee today, Sam Schultz. And you will probably hear him because he is careful to be loud. We do have a speaker on the court so the players can hear him.
That's good rally. At the same time, Alex breaks a couple of strings and needs to replace the racket. Looks like he's going to take off the glove, get a new glove. Looks like he took a timeout.
Well, under USAR rules, you have to. So you have to use a timeout to make an equipment change unless you are out of timeouts, in which case you can only replace the equipment.
There you go.
Speaking of which, we will run a quick commercial.
They're
back
back
on the court. That was a little slow. Okay.
Time in. Alex, 2 timeouts remain.
Oh, back out here. He grabbed the same racket. So has to get a new racket. Walked in the court with the broken string racket.
Time in. 3 serving 3.
That's skip ball.
Point. 4 serving 3.
So you want to hear another story?
Let's do it.
Alrighty. So playing at Sudsy's tournament, his 4th
3
one.
balls. Second serve.
So play elites. You know, I know where I'm at, and I get the draw, and Fabian's in it,
Second serve.
and kind of joke. I don't say anything. I'm there on play. I don't care who I'm playing. And then Fabian kicks my butt. I might have got 5 and 6 or something like that. Sudsy was there watching. He tells Fabian, "You're done. No more playing in this division." And I believe Fabian went on and won the open division in that tournament. Another pass.
Fabian will have his hands full trying to repeat that here as the Open champion. The winner of this match will play Alejandro Herrera tonight at 6 p.m. And if they win that one, then they'll play Sunday at noon for the finals.
I'll tell you what, the match that I'm looking forward to is Mike Harmon and Aaron Metcalf. It's a couple of veterans there.
475.
And that will be up on this court as soon as this one is done.
That is awesome.
Short.
This is Mike's home club, so he'll have a lot of support here. He's animated on the court. He's all over the place. Just recovering from
Side out.
Tommy John, and I know he's itching to get back in the winner's circle too.
Double fault serve there for Alex. Not a mistake you want to make, but if you have to make it, this really is probably the time.
I think that's the biggest fault with Alex when we're watching him play and stuff, and I've gotten to watch him quite a bit now,
475.
is the mental breaks that he sometimes takes during a match. He's got a lot of skill. He's in tremendous shape. If you follow him once in a while on Facebook, you'll see him doing the different yoga stuff and everything. But yeah, it seems like sometimes he takes those mental breaks during the match.
Side out.
At this level, you really shouldn't be double faulting, especially if you're doing a lob serve.
574.
Got a pretty packed house. All the courts are going. Probably got 40 or 50 watching behind us. The stands are packed. They're standing room only. And
Great effort.
that type of play is not going to work at this level.
475.
Well, I find that particular play is mostly about who you spend time against most days.
Yes.
You know, if you do that and everyone you play against gives up on it, you expect the players in the tournament to give up on it.
Right.
And then they don't.
Nope.
574.
All right, Mama Land's leaving the house.
Short. Second serve.
A couple years ago, I think two, Alex and Harmon went into a tiebreaker, and I want to say it was 11-10, 11-9, something like that. It was an epic Florida State match. And I think it kind of elevated Alex a little bit here. You know, people start to take notice a little bit more.
Side out.
It's a long match.
574.
Well, you know, if we were rally scoring, this game would be done already.
Probably. You're absolutely right. And everybody would said, it's over already?
Mm-hmm.
Did anybody hit any good shots?
Ball. Side out. 435.
Looks like we got a stormtrooper in the house.
Point. 575.
You know, one thing with Fabian, he's probably not as talented as some of the guys, but he doesn't give up. He's going to dive. He's going to get there.
Short. Second serve.
Sometimes that outweighs talent anytime. Just like that.
Point.
That was all outdoor, right?
Timeout, 30 seconds.
And we'll take a timeout as well. We'll be back in just a moment.
All right,
Time in. 6,
Time's back in.
35.
oh, Sam Scholes was all over that timer.
We have a great new tool from Anthony Martin, who works with Utah Racquetball and plays on the RT Tour,
7:35.
where he has put all of the necessary functionality for the referee in a web app, so that we can put that on a tablet and then use that, his score directly in the stream.
Really?
So
5, serving 7.
I'm not manually updating the score. I don't have to necessarily be at the computer to keep the score up to date. That's also what's telling us who is serving. So we've got that little indicator there that Anthony Martin has put on there for us.
3 walls, second serve.
Well, that is pretty slick. And so, as Sam is announcing the scores and everything, he's updating it through his phone.
No, so he just does it on the tablet. So instead of using the old paper scoreboard,
Right.
it's all done on the tablet,
Okay.
and that just immediately goes to
7, serving 5.
the broadcast
that,
computer.
That's your tablet. It's phone-sized tablet. All right. You're just full of all the technology.
Stop. Water
That's questionable.
Side out.
He set up for an angle shot. He had the angle shot.
5, serving 7.
As Sudsy would say, just take it.
Let's take it.
Point.
Ball hits front wall. Still can play it.
6, serving 7.
Little dink that worked that time.
And it was also a much better dink.
Oh, much better.
Side out. 7, serving 6.
You gotta love these tight matches.
Long. Second serve. Point. 8, serving 6.
On multiple shots in that rally, Alex ran around his backhand to take a forehand.
Yep.
Now he was in good enough position that he didn't have an issue doing that. He always got to it. This time he'll take a backhand for us. And skip it.
6, serving 8.
We'll change your game. Yeah, absolutely.
Point.
7-8.
7, serve game.
That's amazing. That hurt. That's amazing. Yeah, that's amazing. But it's still force myself to move around.
Fabian's looking a little bit gassed. When he came out, it said his legs were starting to feel it.
Point. 8, serve game.
8-8.
3 balls. Second serve.
Various things, work schedules, traveling, stuff going on with family, with all the different people, just all holidays and all that. Yeah, I mean, it's just everything going on. Just really
That's a nice wide angle there.
Point. 9, serving 8.
9-8. I mentioned earlier, if it was rally scoring, this would have been the third match already. Skip.
Point. 10, serving 8.
Now I gotta say, Alex struggling with his backhand a little bit.
Point.
That just caught the crack.
Timeout.
Timeout on the court. We'll be back in just a moment.
I will say that Sam is all over that 30-second timeout.
I appreciate that in a ref. I definitely like to keep the event running on time, and one part of that is not abusing those rules for the timeouts and the time between games. And that's one of the things that the tablet helps with.
12, serving 8.
Tap on timeout and it counts down that 30 seconds for you. If you use it for an IRT or LPRT event, it counts down the minute for you.
Nice. So when's the timeout start?
It should timeout should start as soon as the player leaves the court.
So as soon as
Or-
he walks through the door, not when he calls it on the
8,
court.
serving 12.
Good.
Now, unless he stays on the court.
Well,
if you're going to call timeout and just hit for 30 seconds, it's going to start
Yes.
as soon as you did it.
Yeah.
Second serve.
You want me to try? Okay, I'm gonna try.
Alex kind of questioning that screen serve there. Skip.
Skip. Point. 9, 7, 12.
Esa palabra de Miami. Esquipoteare de Miami.
I think we had the skip sign waving throughout that one. It's probably the most obvious skip of the tournament.
Short, second.
Second serve.
Point. 11, serving 12.
I think Fabian's just a little bit out of position on those.
Point.
A solid backhand. That's probably his best backhand of the game.
12, serving 12.
Yeah, what I found was once I was in the rally, it was fine, but I had a hard time.
Side out.
He was slow.
Got a lot of pep.
12, serving 12. Timeout.
Timeout on the court. And we'll be back in just a few moments. Coming back from the timeout, tied up at 12 apiece. Fabian to serve.
Very good control. Well, so I got nothing. I give him, he played him and him. And you got that result. That's what happens. We both moved well on the court. And he was going after the ball. He was really attacking. I missed a second or third shot.
12, serving 12.
Fabian kind of gave up on that play thinking it was over or something. Ball ends up hitting him. And like that, it's a side out.
Point. 13, serving 12.
Not at all. It's, you can hear when he hit the spot to his collar.
Side out.
If the players can keep this up, I wouldn't be surprised to see a tiebreaker.
I would agree with you. 12-13, it's been back and forth. Nobody's had a real run. It's just been point after point, back and forth.
I couldn't see the serve at all. Yeah. That Glenn had the killer serve. He gave me a little tip, and I went, oh, that worked.
Side out.
Fabian can't leave those up like that.
34, serving 12.
He covers everything.
What do you think of rally scoring? You brought it up earlier.
As a viewer, as a watcher, I'm in favor of it.
Yep.
It makes a lot of sense. The person that won the rally gets the reward. Doesn't matter who started the rally. I understand it is a very different emotional change. Puts a lot more pressure on the players to win each individual rally. So we have another equipment-based timeout. Fabian's wrist cord came loose. Alex had a great ace serve.
I don't know who let the dogs out, but it got loud all of a sudden.
It's the first division in the NFL. Could you not be mathematically out of it? by December. We're playing a couple of meetings in December.
Point game.
First game, 15-12.
All right, so we will cater to a few sponsors and be back in just a few moments. All right, as we get ready for the second game to begin, I'd like to thank our gold sponsors for Racquetball Association, Scott Gill, Head Pen Racquetball. Our silver sponsors, Jason Agriesti, Mike Kinkin, Rod Van Dyke, Joe Hall, USA Racquetball, Alex Zamudio, on the court in a gray shirt for this game. Our bronze sponsors, Michael Amon, Andrew Capek, Edward Logan, Tim Mosier, Mike Cena, Chad Beecher, Gordon Kelly, Mike Mandello, Scott Reed, Chris Steinheiser, Sharon Farrar, Zoltan Kovacs, Jorge Moreno, Jose Sanchez, and Gary Wargo. We'd also like to extend our thanks to Dylan Shoemaker and his team for the vertical videos that you've seen in the commercials and between the games. Some work that he originally did for USA Racquetball.
I can't get it down the line. Mine goes on the back end. I think after this one.
It's a nice shot for Fabian. Fabian's going to have some more of that. He's going to have to figure out a way to get on a run to make this happen.
I heard you say you're a general.
I think that's just,
Right. Then games.
What did we learn that last game? Not much. Very even that first game. I think fitness for Alex a little bit better than for Fabian.
I know. That's right.
Bounces. Point.
Fabian's getting in the box when he sets up and he hits.
Did you sign up for his tournament? Not making a donation. $2,000.
send me a message on Facebook. You should come play.
Fabian keeps going to that backhand drive serve, going to the backhand on the drive serve. And it pops off the wall. It's setting up pretty easy for Alex.
I'm 62 and you're 65.
One, serving one.
Starting to feel like Alex getting a little more life in him. Starting to move around, bounce around a little bit more on his toes. And
I think some of that's going to be warming up. Right? At the start of the match, he had basically just walked in the court
yep.
and walked in the club 5 minutes before that. So
Yeah, they both were a little late showing up. They showed up right about the time they were supposed to play. Well, this level, you got to show up a little bit earlier and get yourself going. Alex came out and said, well, that was a good warm-up match, I guess, or a warm-up game.
as long as you warm up in the first game, that's good enough. It's when you take a game and a half that you have a problem.
Nice dive and get. Tries to get up, and the ball hits him. It's a good dive. Good get. Is this the biggest lead we've seen in the 2 games?
I think Fabian led by 4, actually, at one point. I think he had 9-5.
Alex kind of still looking at himself. How did I miss that shot? You know, JT, I seen you some old footage of you playing and stuff. I think you would have hit that shot.
You know, I'm very fortunate is that I've won every match that has ever been videoed of me.
Well, that's why it looks so good. I was like, man, JT's he's pretty good. So I must have been viewing those matches.
Those matches, that's right.
How many hours you worked yesterday?
11 matches.
11 matches.
Here from 9, well, I guess we got here 8:30, and we left about 11.
Yeah, I hung with you a little bit last night, but I couldn't stay the whole time. So I left when Brendan and Kyle Artman. Alex call, questioning the call. You got the replay on that one? I missed it.
No, I didn't hit the button in time. I thought it was clearly 3 walls.
Yeah. Just too busy talking.
All right, so they did agree to replay first serve.
That's a good get. Again, Fabian had an opportunity to set up. He set up, he put the ball in. That's a good game by Alex, so can't take away anything there.
Two bounces. Point. Three serving 4.
If you can't hear them in the background, they're letting Frank have it. Rightfully so.
Point. 5 serving 3.
He does that all the time. And not the score.
We got a number of guys that play doubles back there. James Barry's one of them too. We'll do it. We just
Another ace serve.
Ace serve call, 6-3.
He's playing it. He was playing with James. He'd come to Cal.
Another easy one from Alex there.
3 serving 6.
yeah, he's on the road a lot. Yeah, but when he's in town, he's playing.
And Norm's a truck driver.
Great anticipation. Cut off there.
Seen Alex run up to the front wall, cut that off.
Yeah, but then
You know, we're seeing more and more of that at the pro level. Lalo's doing it quite a bit. Mar.
Jose Diaz used to do that all
Yes.
the time.
Yeah, it goes through streaks, doesn't it?
And when you can anticipate your opponent's shot that well, it's a shame not to take advantage of it. Especially if you have the legs to get there and the skill to do something with it when you do.
yeah, I'm not sure what she's doing. She's a smart business person.
So we're using the Pro Pen ball. A little bit more lively than the gearbox ball. Haven't seen too many balls broken. It's been kind of the big deal with them recently.
Now, I only saw one broken on this court yesterday.
Yeah.
I don't know how the event as a whole did.
Do it wrong, just cross her a little bit.
3 serving 6.
Truck driver.
Well, it's so they, you had to go to school for it, right? It's whatever it was, 5 weeks school.
You know, Fabian still hasn't found his serve. He's tried several different serves, but hasn't found his serve.
But I think he's leasing the owner.
Right. I thought I read that was. The only problem is
Long rally.
Point. 7 serving 3.
Fabian's shoulder starting to drop a little bit there. It looks like he's starting to get even a little bit more tired.
Well, he definitely put in the effort on that rally.
Yeah, most definitely.
Drive serve line infraction. Second serve.
It was the right call, but he said, it was a few words.
Almost down for the count.
2 bounces.
All right, JT.
Point.
Just called drive serve line infraction.
8 serving 3.
So the reason for that is on the second line in on either side creates a 17-inch or 17-foot service area, and as long as you are inside that 17-foot area, you can serve to the open 3 feet. If you cross into that area and you use the whole 20 foot of the service box, you're not going to be able to put it behind you, as Alex tried to do. So you have to keep your feet and your racket out of that 3-foot area if you want to hit to that wall closest to where you are.
So I have never seen that called serving to the backhand side. I've seen it called on the forehand side. You know, you're trying to bring it down the line and your racket crosses it.
Fabian went and played the pinch. I was thinking,
I think you need to watch more old Ruben Gonzalez.
Yeah.
Because that's why the line's there.
Another story. You brought up Ruben Gonzalez. So I'm playing with a guy named Mike Locker.
Okay.
Mike out of Minnesota, former number 8 or so on the IRT tour. And when Mike would come to Illinois once in a while, I was fortunate enough to get to play some doubles with him. We were playing at Dave Negretti's club in Glenbard, I believe. It wasn't his club in not Lombard. What's the other place? You know what I'm talking about, where they had the tennis courts and stuff. You can't think of it?
It doesn't come to mind.
Okay. So anyways, we're playing there, and Mike and I play into Ruben and his partner, which wasn't a normal partner for Ruben. It was a guy he picked up. And we ended up beating them in a tiebreaker. And so that goes down in my playing is the greatest win ever. So when I see Ruben, I remind him of it. But for some reason, he doesn't remember. It just doesn't recollect with him. But that was in my younger days.
There you go. I see, that's the psychology of a champion, is you learn your lessons from the loss, and then you forget about it.
Yep. I gotta tell you, man, I was nervous. And I gotta hand it to Mike. Mike gave me some opportunities to, to play and stuff. And, at that time, just a very low open player, but could play the forehand, could lob serve and stuff. And Mike got on a roll. He didn't miss anything. And all I had to do is just make serve, lob serve as tight to the wall. And I was able to execute that well enough.
they told him it was going to be X amount of months, and he came back and said,
Okay, all right, well, let's see.
Side out.
it's a funny game.
11, serving 3.
Makes you think about every shot.
Norm McNutt said Mike Yellen did it very well. Mike Yellen could play. I wish he'd come out and still play a little bit.
Well, good for you. I think
He was probably my idol back in like 1987, 88. Mike Yellen holding that Toron racket and those magazines.
I wasn't ready to quit. You guys have been playing pickleball. Me, I haven't been playing pickleball. Just not ready to play yet.
Two bounces. Side out.
Well, there's the run that we talked about last game, right? All of a sudden it's 12-3. That's good, sir. Told you in the beginning of this match, it looked like Alex had a little more pep in his step.
I want to play you because I want to figure your game out.
And it's definitely there.
2 ace serves in a row, definitely the way you want to end your match.
Yep.
Show up your club all night. Trying to get a game in.
Yes.
Fabian looking for the avoidable. That's a tough shot. Yep. That was tough. You could see that one coming in. A nice match.
Indeed, indeed. Alrighty, don't go far. We've got Mike Harmon and Aaron Metcalf coming up in about 10-15 minutes. We will talk to you then.